All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Randomly Irregular podcast. It's a great day. We've got a special guest here. We've got the Rowdy Wolf.
Woo!
Woo!
Yeah!
And we've got Deej. Oh, okay. Whoa. Relax there, partner.
Bro, he just gave us a Brock Lesnar
I know.
facial attack. Hi, what's up, everybody? This is DJ Pump Handle Jams. You could call me Deej for short. It's been a long
DJ.
time. You shouldn't have left me. Now I don't even know what the hell John Cena seasoned me. I don't know what's going on. But hi, everybody.
I like that. DJ Pump handle jams. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
It's like
DJ
a
Pump Handle
special
Jams.
move. It's like a special move.
I mean, my favorite wrestler was Road Dogg Jesse James.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. There
He's
we
a good-
go.
he's a
So
good dude.
well, thank you for joining us tonight, and Rowdy Red Wolf. Thank you for being here.
Oh, the pleasure's
This
all
Saturday.
mine.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So we're gonna be talking. We're gonna be talking about wrestling tonight. Okay.
Ding, ding, ding!
So, we've been fans, all of us. We've been fans of wrestling for ages now. I'm not gonna say how long, but
Right.
right. And tell us a little bit of something about you, Rowdy.
Rowdy Red Wolf, yes.
All right, folks. Well, just to reintroduce myself to y'all, I'm known as the Rowdy Red Wolf, the rabid wrestling fan of 30 years. And to tell you the truth, though, I'm really enjoying it. I've seen many, promotions rise and fall. I've seen many superstars rise and they retire, and I've seen a lot of action, a lot of blood, a lot of wars going on for the past 30 years. And
Mm.
being here at the regular what's this, a randomly irregular podcast. Sorry if
Thank
I
you. Thank you.
it. Right here, I'm gonna be like giving you a bit of like the major storylines that are affecting AEW and WWE. Now,
Mm.
also, I would tell you some stories about how I became a wrestling fan, and of course, and so many great memories or even moments that I will tell and share with you, the fans, today.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Well, let's start off with your first memory of being a professional wrestling fan, Red Wolf.
Ooh.
So when think back, and remember what your first memory was of being a fan.
Well, I think it all started in 1994. I was 15 years of age, and I was like channel surfing on a late Saturday night,
Mm.
and I was like passing through channels, like, but of course I came across channel 44, and of course it was back then KBHK TV, and
Mm.
late at night it was WCW Worldwide.
Mm.
Now, when I was watching WCW Worldwide, the first superstar that I saw was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Oh,
Yeah, he at the time he was in action,
Hall
but
of
this
Famer.
was during his later years in WCW, and he was feuding with a young Steve Austin known as Stunning Steve Austin. And
Hmm.
this is before he was going stone cold in the Attitude Era.
Yep.
By the way, if you watched those matches, those were some of the best wrestled matches in wrestling history. And by the way, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat came out to the theme that the Chicago Bulls used during their warm up intros. Thank you.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
he
that
did.
song.
Yeah, he did. He
Oh,
came out to Alan Parsons' "Sirius."
Oh,
The
okay.
song is called "Sirius,"
Uh huh.
and so when he came out, watching it, like of course I wasn't around that time, right?
Mm.
Uh, I think I was like a sperm or something, and then so like I literally was watching old school YouTube clips because that's what you do when you get into something, right?
Yeah.
Like when you get into baseball, you learn the history, you learn about other people. Like for wrestling, I was watching old matches because thankfully some of them were survived on YouTube.
Mm.
Right.
So
Right.
but yeah, Rowdy, that was really awesome. I just wanted to put that out there. Sorry to interrupt, but continue, Rowdy. I'm sorry.
So, like, after I watched WCW, I realized it was a show for me that I could watch. So I think technically I was the first part of being a fan. But then
Mm.
the 2 weeks later, I've heard so much about the World Wrestling Federation because, like, my first brush with greatness was in '85, but I wasn't that much of a religious follower of the WWF because my whole family were they were fans of Cyndi Lauper because of her involvement with the first WrestleMania. But afterwards,
Ah.
I stopped because I hate to say this, I was actually afraid of the wrestlers back then because they reminded me of my dad because they were always in your face and yelling at you, dude.
Good old
Oh,
Daddy Red Wolf.
Well, the alpha male, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But back to the story here. But then we'll elaborate on what was the seeds that were planted in another story. But 2 weeks later, I was watching Monday Night Raw. 2 weeks later, and I think I remembered watching the WWF for the first time. I was like, because I hear so many classmates of mine in high school were talking about, even middle school classmates were talking about it too. But then when I watched it, I think the first major storyline was, um, uh, did Lex Luger jump ship to Ted DiBiase's corporate team or the $1 Million Team? So that was the first
Ah.
major storyline I remembered.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out Tatanka jumped.
Oh my god, I used to love Tatanka, man.
Dude was like 2 years undefeated, and I don't know
Yeah.
who beat him the first time around. And
I
yeah,
don't
this guy
remember.
should have been like an intercontinental champion or even a world heavyweight champion eventually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I started getting into the WWF, and at the time, WWF was Monday Night Raw. It used to be a 1 hour show. So after
1 hour?
it used to be an hour back
Wait,
in
what
What
is
the
it
the
now?
hell?
Two or three?
it was 1 hour back in
No, no, no. Now is it?
1993.
Is how long is it now?
I think it's like 3 hours
Now
with
it's 3 hours.
commercials.
Now
Three?
now it's 3 hours, dude.
Damn.
Gosh.
Yeah, I know, but the better, more of the content for wrestling fans, the better, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But until 1997, like till 1997 became a 2 hour show, became Raw is War, and I used to go crazy over the Attitude Era back in the day, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get to
Same.
that later about all the phases in WWE that I've witnessed. Meanwhile, after I watched Raw, but also like there's one big component that made me a wrestling fan because I'm a gamer. I'm a huge gamer for a long time because the first wrestling game that I actually played, I think it was back in the '90s. This is like months before I started watching wrestling. It's Saturday Night Slam Masters.
Hmm.
Y'all remember that game?
I think I played it with you. Or
There's a Super Nintendo version.
yeah, yeah.
I think I saw it in a Goodwill once.
In a Google
And a Google. Oh, okay. Well,
researched.
It's like Street Fighter meets WWE.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
now I gotta look into it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because it's like you have like 10 characters to choose from, but the story is you choose one of the 10, and then you have to either win a major title, the CWA title, the Capcom Wrestling Association title,
Wow.
or you can team up with a buddy for a tag team title.
Okay. So that was the first ever wrestling game that you've played.
Yeah,
Okay.
that I played on my brother's Super Nintendo.
Hmm. Okay.
But then like I started collecting a lot of WWF and WCW and WWE games because I have them like I collected like all 5 different PlayStations.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah, so
remember. I remember.
yeah, of course, like you had WCW versus the World. That was a really good one, but
That was the first one that I got for the PlayStation. Yes.
Yeah, dude, that was actually a really good
That was
one.
a really good game. I mean, I
Yeah.
still have it, but I haven't played it in a while.
I wish
Such a
that
simple game too.
it is, but I wish it would have done more because I wish there's like tag teams or three-way dance, so like the more of the
Yeah.
merrier. And not only that, I mean, did you know that WCW versus the World is actually the WCW versus the World is kind of like Tokan Retsuden, which is a New Japan wrestling made game.
Yeah.
So they took the WCW name because they also worked with New Japan at the time, and they had
Mm-hmm.
some of the wrestlers that were modeled after real life Japanese and other foreign wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Correct.
say for example, Wu Fang, it was like that dude that wears a green and white tights. That's
Hmm.
Mitsuharu Misawa.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said Wu Tang. I was like, dude, that band slaps, bro.
Wu Tang.
No,
Yeah.
my bad.
There's one more, Mad Oahu. That's supposed to be Riki Choshu from New Japan.
From New Japan. Okay.
Yeah.
So that game. Oh man, I missed that game. I got to refresh my memory because I don't remember all their names. Because there's like how many are there? 60
There's
maybe
more than 60
more than
super.
60 superstars in that game, and to, for a PlayStation game back then,
Yeah.
60 wrestlers in one game. I mean, come on, you can't beat that, really. And
Hmm.
some of them
Yep.
you can even is it you can unlock some of them
Yes, you can, but you have
instead
to.
of paying DLC nowadays. You can
Yeah.
unlock it, right? So
Well, of course, the only way you could unlock it is you have to go through the league tournament mode.
oh
That
yeah,
means you choose one wrestler and you go through 6 different leagues, and you
yeah.
have to
So
beat them all and get their belts.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So if you manage to beat all six leagues, right?
mm-hmm,
You will, if you're at a heavyweight level, you're gonna go to the super heavyweight bout. You'll be
mm-hmm.
facing 6 more tough wrestlers on their league.
Yeah, I remember. It was such a strenuous game that you have to go through all that stuff. But hey, it's worth it. There was a bunch of wrestlers in there.
If you're talking about WCW versus the world, I actually was almost about to like destroy my cousin's PlayStation. Do you know how hard it was to do a stinger splash in that freaking game?
It was. I don't remember
I
why.
was so mad because I would throw my opponent against the corner, right? And then all of a sudden I would run and try to do a splash, but then for some strange reason Sting would do like a torpedo head roll or some shit. And I'm like,
Oh.
"Bro, what the fuck is that?" And so I was literally at that tender age of a kid. I
Mm,
didn't know the rights and wrongs, right? So I didn't know that I would have to pay for a broken PlayStation 1, right? Or whatever.
mm,
So obviously my smarts kicked in when I was a kid, and I didn't do that. But then I realized that fuck Sting, I'm gonna fucking use some other wrestler so that I could freaking not do the stupid ass Springer splash or Stinger splash, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if my fucking wrestler does a torpedo headbutt into the corner, I wouldn't be feeling all pissed off about it. So I think I changed to I believe Macho Man Randy Savage was in that game, right?
Uh-uh.
Oh,
I don't
Representing
remember.
WCW, you have Dean Malenko, the late Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott Steiner, Masahiro Chono, the Unknown, which is supposedly Super Delphine, who's trying to work in WCW. I'm not sure about that one. Let's see. There's Hulk
who's
Hogan.
the high flyer? Who's the high flyer on the WCW roster that would come off the top rope and stuff?
I'd say
Rey
Ultimo
Mysterio.
Dragon.
Oh,
Ultimo
oh,
Dragon.
Ultimo Dragon is in that game, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in it.
Yeah. Holy
Okay, none of
shit.
those because I know who Ultimo and Ray are, but yeah, I think I switched over to Ultimo. But I think it was if Macho Man wasn't on there, I was using some other like wrestler. It must have been Benoit or something
Mm.
because like he would come off the top rope and destroy fools. And I was like, "Go, yeah, that's my new wrestler, baby!" And then I was like, "Fuck Sting." Anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there.
Oh
Continue,
man.
please.
Well, thanks for sharing that information. That's
No, when nothing works, when you're growing up, nothing works. You're just like frustrated. You had it. Like I stopped Lego building because that shit fucking frustrated me. So in that game, I couldn't. If I couldn't stinger splash properly, thank God for WCW versus what was the next game after that?
Nitro.
Nitro.
Nitro. So at least in Nitro, you could press squares, triangle, square, and then he does a stinger
Oh,
splash.
I remember that.
Yeah, so I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now that game, I was all stinged out. I was like, let's go, baby, come from the rafters. I'm coming at you. I'm gonna give you a stinger death drop. I'm gonna freaking splash your ass.
Dude.
Oh, dude, I love that. I loved the game after that because like you could do a stinger splash, hella good.
I think
But
Nitro was one of the best. Yeah,
yes,
Nitro was one of the best games.
you
That
know who
came
was
out.
a bad? You know who I loved using at the time in that game?
Oh.
was DDP. I love the I love the diamond cutter, dude. Bro, I love that shit. I couldn't stop, doing diamond cutters to my friends, my whatever, dude.
Yeah.
Like I got really good at mashing buttons. I was really good at the combinations because it was just 3 combinations for the move sets.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I was really fast with my thumb.
Hmm.
And so they're like, bro, I can't get one move in. I was like, are you talking about diamond cutter? Diamond cutter. It was hella funny, bro. Dude, I was so quick to the first move
Yeah.
that when when my cousin saw his wrestler fold into the body slam or something, he just threw his controller and left an 8. I was like,
He knew what
I was like,
coming.
what do you mean?
He knew what was coming.
Yeah, he knew it was coming because if I get the first move on you, it's done. It's a wrap. That's what was known between my cousin and his friends and my friends. Is as soon as I got my first move in, like for instance, when I was Sting, when you saw Sting put you in in a death drop, it's over. Just drop the controller because I got the first move in. I just had that perfect timing of when to throw people against the turnbuckle and just splashing people all day.
Dude, wrestling games back then were just so.
It was so good.
It was so good. Like Nitro came out with a second one, right?
Yeah,
Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah,
That's
but dude,
a lot more people there.
Yeah.
but you know what? You know what was my fave game is N64's NWO Revenge. WCW.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I love that game with a passion. I think that was the first game that Goldberg made an appearance and stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So I love that game, bro. I gave away my N64 and my freaking games to to a less fortunate. So I felt good about what I did. But now I'm trying to find the less fortunate and say, yo, can I get it back now? Because it seems to me that you're doing quite well for yourself right now,
He ain't less fortunate anymore.
I know. Well, I mean, I do wish I kept that because I had WCW versus NWO Revenge. I had WrestleMania 2000. I had a bunch of freaking bomb ass wrestling games on there. Even ECW's first wrestling game.
Oh, Hardcore Revolution, know that.
Yeah.
Oh my
Bro,
God.
I would play with Rob Van Dam all day long, dude. I loved, huh?
I think I have that one for the Dreamcast. I think
Yes,
it came
it
out
is.
for the Dreamcast, right?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did come out for the Dreamcast. I
Holy
loved,
crap, dude.
bro. I loved it.
There was another ECW follow-up game called Anarchy Rules.
I didn't get
I don't
that
think I
one.
got that one.
No.
Oh wait, oh,
Dusty
Jinx.
Rhodes. Yeah, Dusty Rhodes. Bullwoods. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, shit!
Welcome. Just like you.
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
What up, Ty Guard?
Did I time it perfectly again?
Yes, you did, baby.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. You right on time, bruh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what Tyguard does. That's what Tyguard's gonna do. All right, he's just gonna jump
Out
in
of
here.
nowhere, dude.
Ladies and
It's like a
gentlemen.
stinger splash. It's like a
No,
stinger
no,
splash.
ladies and gentlemen, just like Sting in the Rafters.
That's right.
Joining us on the Randomly Irregular podcast is Tygard. Tygard, hi. How's it?
What's up, guys?
So we're just talking about the wrestling games that we grew up on, and we were talking about WCW versus NW Revenge and stuff like that. I remember playing with my older cousin's Nintendo game, and then there was like this wrestler with a star on his face, and I played. What was that?
It's not Stardust.
Pro wrestling from the original NES.
Yeah, original NES. Yeah, so we were playing that wrestling game because there was such a cheat code in the basketball game that would make everyone get mad. Where if you go to the corner and shoot threes all day, you'll make them. So we promised ourselves that we wouldn't play basketball because we all knew what to do. So we would play the wrestling game, and I was like the star face dude, and I was so happy when I got suplexes in, but then the rage came in when you couldn't make them move anymore. So I wish that, man, I don't know why video game systems got more complex because I felt that the Nintendo controller was user friendly. I'm like, why did it get? Why Super Nintendo? Why'd you add 4 buttons? There's no need for 4 buttons. Come on. But Tygard, did you ever play like a video game back in the day, a wrestling video game? And did you like it?
I vaguely remember playing like a wrestling game. To be honest, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not well versed in wrestling and can't remember the name of it right now. But
Mm,
I do remember like an old school wrestling game that I would play.
mm,
Uh, but for me, I mainly watched when it was what WWF. Is that
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah?
Well, don't worry. No. But don't worry, Tigard.
Yeah.
Later in the program, we're going to all three of us are going to try to persuade you to become a wrestling fan at one
That
point
is correct.
or
That
another.
is correct.
But yeah. So just like me and Star Wars, Tigard, you're not totally finger on the pulse with wrestling today, right?
Yeah.
But but you are a sports fan, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Well,
Well,
so we're just reminiscing about the old WWF, WCW,
Yeah.
back in the day. None of the new stuff right now because honestly, I don't follow the new stuff.
Mm.
Uh, I haven't like really religiously watched WWE since maybe 2004. That's a while ago. So the new people right now I'm not familiar with, so you don't have anything to worry about, Tigard.
yeah. Don't worry,
Yeah.
Tigard.
So anyway,
We're
Rowdy Red Wolf was just saying, those video games back then of the WCW and WWE, such classics, such classics. I love them, and most of them are like really simple to deal with. None of that, you know, the new gameplay of WWE nowadays. But anyway, go ahead, Rowdy Red Wolf. What were you saying before?
So like I was actually gonna tell you a little bit of a funny story between me and you playing WCW versus the World and
and this is where the family breaks up, right here.
Yeah, this is where the beef starts. Okay, Rowdy Red Wolf, go ahead.
This is Drake
Trash,
versus Kendrick Lamar,
trash
right,
talking,
right in
trash
front of your
talking.
faces.
okay, like for one set, like pardon me for saying this, but when we were playing at your old place,
Yeah,
the WCW versus the World, I remember
yeah.
there's one wrestler that does a low blow, and every time you hit someone a low blow, give them a low blow, there's a bell that rings.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is.
There...
Yeah. Hey, you don't get disqualified in that game.
No, you don't get disqualified, but it can weaken you. But
Oh yeah, I weakened you.
yeah,
Definitely, I weakened you.
yeah, you did. You probably did that to me like a few times.
Oh
But for
yeah.
added effect is the bell ringing.
Yeah, I can see the sweat on the brow of Rowdy right now. I feel that he
Yeah.
hasn't forgiven you for that.
No, it was in
Deans.
the back of his mind all this time. That was what 20, 30 years ago.
That was like when we used to play. PS1 wrestling games together, but it
Oh,
was all in good fun. All in
it's
good.
all in good fun. It's all in good
Yeah.
fun.
Did you know any other move other than hitting people below the belt there,
No,
Deans?
no, that was my main go-to move, and you know what? That's what I start the match off with. in the,
And then
a
you know
lo-
what's
lo-
even funnier? After you hit them below the belt and that bell rings, they would boo. The fans would boo the hell out of them.
Yeah, and then the opponent that got their bell rung would swivel with their legs crossed forward, which would make it easier for you to do a special move later in the match. By the way,
Oh yeah.
I don't even need to do a special move. That's my special move, low blow.
yeah. See, that's where I have to side with Rowdy Wolf on this one, Deans. I mean, playing with someone that just low blows you every freaking 10 seconds. I mean, that's not fun. I mean, Tagar, would you play with someone that wouldn't play by the rules?
So I got hit with a low blow playing tennis against.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
let's talk about that. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Oh, guys,
Don't you
this is
start
perfect.
with me. Don't you
No,
start with-
yeah, no, we're crucifying the fuck out of Deans right now.
Oh,
Go ahead,
shit.
go ahead,
Go
Tigard.
ahead, go
This
ahead.
is 2 decades going. Let it out, baby. Let it out.
All I gotta say is opponents beware of Dean because he will do what he needs to do to win the match.
Oh, that sounds like a promo right there, Tigard.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, you know what? Later on, everyone, do your best wrestling promo. But okay, let's talk about this. So, Deans, why the hell do you hit people in the balls, and especially with tennis balls? Why?
I don't. Okay, in games.
Okay.
All right. I do it on purpose in video games.
Yeah.
In real life, I don't. I don't aim for your balls. Okay, it
Oh,
was a tennis match. It was a fun friend versus friend tennis match back in high school. Okay, I'm sorry if I hit you, but I I didn't see you. You weren't looking. I already had the ball up in the
no, no,
air.
no.
I already had
Yeah.
the ball up in the air. Okay, and you know how I serve it. 100 miles per hour to
No,
the
you're more
crotch.
like you're not Pete Sampras, bro.
No,
Okay,
no,
you're more
I'm
like
not.
Pete Krampus.
I'm not. I'm not. It's more like 50 miles per hour. But hey, you know what?
Uh,
It uh-huh.
Pete Krampus served it over to me, Andre Agony over here. I'm getting the shots. So.
Andre Agony. I love that.
Okay, well, Tiger, I feel empathetic right now. Tiger, did he come over and check on you, or did he laugh
Oh yeah,
first?
yeah.
I
Oh,
No,
he did.
he did. He was like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" I was like doubled over, like, "Oh my god, how did you do that?"
and
So
then
did you count? Did you count three? Were they there? Were they there?
huh?
Three?
Yeah, no.
Who's
Did you
got
count?
three?
Two balls in a head. Did you count? Because he could have served that shit off of you, bro. I mean,
I came over.
it could have become a turtle
I
where the
went.
turtle head went back in.
I went over. I went over to him, and I was like, oh shit! In the back of my mind, I was like, oh fuck! I destroyed his balls, and I felt so bad, and I was like, oh god, Tigard, I'm so sorry. And
I mean, didn't you tell him ready?
I had the ball up in the air, bro.
Okay, but you didn't say ready. There's no
I thought I did.
there's no judge going ready for serve.
We were
No,
playing.
there's nobody that's saying that. So you got to be like, bro, I'm gonna hit it, and it might hit you in the nuts. Look out for it. Here it comes.
I'm not sure if I heard him say, pause or timeout or anything like that because he wasn't looking. But like, I assumed that he was ready by the time.
How?
I don't know.
Wait, he was even looking at you. So what? What do you mean?
In defense of my BFF Dean here, it was just it was all one fell swoop because I was ready and
okay.
I think he went to go serve it and then like it when you're serving in tennis sometimes you don't get it right or whatever, so you do it a couple of times and he threw it up and he had to reset himself and then someone
he said you can't serve. Ooh.
No, we all did that.
Okay, I'm kidding.
Stop trying to start shit.
There's a beef.
Jam.
Hey, Deej for short, damn it. Continue
But
though. I'm sorry. I'm
Then
rude.
someone started talking to me, so then this is my bad because I think I turned my head. I was like, hold on, and I put my hand up, but I started talking towards behind me, and I don't think Dean heard me, and I heard him say the score, and then like I turned back to look to be like, wait, and then all of a sudden I just hear, boom, and then I hear the ball hit in front of me, and then boom, like squared on. Like
how did it feel?
It hurt.
Jesus Christ,
It
Deez,
hurt.
come on, man! You gotta ask that question. It hurt.
Yeah, because I mean, dude, in video games you aim for nuts. In real life you aim for nuts. I mean, let's just talk about this. This is an epidemic, bro.
Yeah.
This is something that's a problem.
Yeah, well,
dude, if I'm afraid to get into a mild argument with you because then you're gonna freaking like hit me in the nuts with your damn freaking whopper.
No, I'm just gonna invite you to a tennis match and then we'll go from there.
Hell, fucking no.
Yeah.
You know what? You will only have me in a tennis match if Rowdy is the freaking judge and Tigard is the tennis ball boy. So you can make sure that all the balls are freaking regulation, so that Dean's doesn't freaking like use a fucking big ass ball. I don't want no big ass ball going next to my balls because I'm counting 3.
Well, bad part was that I hit his balls. The good part was I aced him. I aced him, y'all. I aced him.
See that, Tigard? He did. He's proud that he hit you in the nuts for an ace.
I wasn't proud. I said I was sorry, but like.
No, but you laughed right there, though.
Fault.
I mean,
it was a fault.
Oh, okay. I see how it is.
Meaning it was your fault. You hit me in my balls.
Yeah, dude. Hey, people could talk, okay? People could talk to people behind them, all right, teens? You just gotta be a little aware.
Yeah, because our tennis courts they have like a grass field behind us, So I guess there were some students back there, and they were like, "Hey, Ty guard," and then he probably turned around and be like, "Huh?" And then when he turned back around, the ball was already halfway through towards his, what, and there you go, there you have it.
Dang, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, so we're on nutshots now, right? So I mean,
We're on
not
nutshots.
this is you know what? I'm not gonna take it that way because I was about to tell you about my freaking nutshot story, but then I realized that Rowdy Wolf is here and we're talking about wrestling. So let me ask you guys,
Uh-huh.
what is your favorite illegal move?
Low blow.
Yeah, no, I know yours.
We got you.
But tell us why. Tell us why, Deans, that you like to go to the man meat package.
I don't have a real good reason. I just like go for it. I just go for it. It's just right there, and it's the easiest thing to do.
So you just treat it like a speed bag, a boxing
Exactly.
speed bag.
Like
You know,
Dumb and Dumber.
exactly, like Dumb and Dumber. And it, it's worse if it hangs low. You know what I mean? If it hangs
Yeah.
low, but if it doesn't, it's a harder target. But anyway, that's why.
Well, Tygar, there is some illegal things that can be done where you could take off a turnbuckle, you could poke them in the eyes, you
Mhm.
could kick them in the shin, you could use a chair. What was your favorite illegal move in wrestling when you were watching?
If I remember correctly, and again, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but when there would be tag team wrestling, when you got like one person in from each team, and then you could tag to go in and out, right?
Yeah.
When so one of the opponents would be thrown into the ropes, and then the person on the outside would like grab them behind the ropes and hold them there, and then the other one kicking them in the chest or whatever. Like I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice. I like
The
that.
tag team illegal ones, huh? Okay.
Well, to our historian correspondent, Rowdy Wolf, what was your favorite illegal move in wrestling? There's
I would
many.
say, to me, number one's got to be weapons. When the referee's not looking, you got to have a foreign object with you.
What is your favorite foreign object?
I have two of them. One's the chair, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably I would do like hundreds of things with a chair against my opponent. I'd probably go Sabu or Rob Van Dam on them.
Oh.
Or for a table, I would probably hit my finisher on top of a table, and before I do it, I'd probably go to the crowd and say, "Ah, you want me to do that? Hey, get up on that one."
That's right.
So chairs,
so
chairs and tables.
dude.
Yeah,
So mine is my illegal moves are like stuff that has to relate to real life. Like it has to really hurt in real life for it to happen. So mine were the poke in the eye. and like literally a chop to the throat.
Bro,
Because I was like,
you're Ric Flair.
yeah, no, I mean, no, because if you think about it, if you're watching, yeah, exactly, Ric Flair. Every time when Ric Flair would be like, no, and then poke you in the eye, that's hella comedic. Come on, man, you can't stop a laugh at that. That's hella freaking funny, dude.
Or like when they beg them, say, "No, no."
Yeah, yeah. When he's pleading in the corner, he's like, no, please, please. And then next thing you know, he gets up and he pokes you in the eye, and he acts like nothing happens. And
Ric Flair is good at that.
So
Yeah, ways to nut shot anyone.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I know that we all have some favorite wrestlers that we grew up watching that kept us in our that kept wrestling and we kept kept our focus on it and our love and our passion for it at the time. And so I know that we all had our favorites, but let's Tiger, what was your favorite wrestler, or who was your favorite wrestler growing up?
So I know that I kind of spoiled it for a couple, or for you guys, except for Rowdy earlier. But I want to also bring up another one, and I hope I don't take it anyone else's, because again, I don't know a bunch of names like you guys do. But obviously, the first one that I told Deans and Deej was Sting when he first came out.
Dude.
Definitely enjoyed watching Sting, and then the
Legend.
other one that I was just thinking of was Ultimate Warrior.
Did you know that the two people that you just mentioned came into the wrestling business as a tag team called the Blade Runners?
Yes, they did.
No, I did not.
Yeah, so I was about to ask you. I was like, "What Sting version did you like? Was it the Surfer Sting? Was it the Blade Runner Sting?"
So it had to be Blade Runner then if they were tag teaming together because Ultimate Warrior I thought was just so dope. Like I think the face paint or whatever is what like caught my attention with the both of them. Just I don't know, it was just cool, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very cool, very cool. Rowdy Woodwolf, who was your favorite wrestlers growing up, or
Oh
that
man,
piqued your interest in wrestling?
back in 1994, during the New Generation era, I remembered I looked up to at least 7 superstars that were my favorites. But out of all of them, I will say the Undertaker.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Okay.
do tell. So what caught your interest in him? What made you like want to watch wrestling weekly just for that
It was Paul
guy?
Bear. It was Paul Bear, huh?
You know,
Oh,
it's it's the
oh
story
yes.
surrounding the Undertaker that one of the things that drew my attention was like the storylines that involved the Undertaker. But I would say the most out of all the storylines that I liked in his for the Undertaker was seeing his brother Kane for the first time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was cool. Were you upset that Hulk Hogan defeated Undertaker with a roll up for the championship? I was when I watched that. I was watching it on YouTube. Red Wolf. Rowdy. I was watching it on YouTube, and I was just watching old school wrestling. Obviously, I wasn't into wrestling at that time. I think I was like sucking on a bottle or some shit. But like I was watching that wrestling match, and I knew that Hogan was a world champion at some point in the 80s or whatever. But then the Undertaker became the champion somehow. And so Hulk Hogan defeated the Undertaker with a roll up. And I'm like, how fucked would that be? Like why would you have that ending? That's so stupid that a presence like the Undertaker is gonna get defeated by a roll up.
Hmm.
Like what the? So I don't know what match that was, but did you watch that match and what did you think about that?
Remember, I started watching WWF and WCW in '94, but I've heard what Undertaker won his first title at not Wrestle, Survivor Series '91
Oh,
against
okay.
Hogan. And I think he beat him with a tombstone on the chair because of Ric Flair's interference.
Damn it, Rick.
It's always Ric Flair.
That dick, Rick. Jesus.
But he won the title back again in a house show called Tuesday in Texas.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he won the title back from the Undertaker, and Hogan just got his revenge.
Yeah.
You know,
Did you like all variations of the Undertaker? Or did you like, there was a biker taker, there was a mysterious taker, there was a Phantom of the Opera taker.
Ooh. I would
Did you have like one that you liked above all, or did you like not like one of them?
I would say the one that stood out like a sore thumb was Ministry Undertaker.
Mm.
Because
Mm.
he has this theme song that's like slowed down and it's scary as hell.
Mm.
Hmm.
But also, he also has at the beginning of his song was he was chanting something from old Gaelic, and he goes, "Anal nachrak dotne tienve."
Okay.
Oh.
That scared me.
Does-
I
he put
God
a
Jesus,
curse on
I
us.
didn't.
He put a curse on us, guys.
God damn it! What are you, Papa Shango, bro?
Papa
What
Shango.
the hell did you do? What did you do? Why am I growing a freaking arm out of my ear? Damn it, Rowdy!
Calm down, dude.
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna explain to you why the Undertaker did that because I bet you he was a fan of of an old movie called Excalibur.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
He's a fan of Excalibur, and of course, it's an old movie from the 1980s.
Yeah, it was a
And,
good
Oh.
movie.
and of course, Merlin and Morgana were like they were like dueling spells, and I think he was teaching her the dark arts, but it backfired on her from what I heard.
Mm.
So I think Undertaker
Mm.
was like watching this movie. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna put that in my entrance."
I'm gonna be honest with you. I kind of didn't like that version of the Undertaker either because that ruined the Brood's momentum. I don't know if you
So
knew who the Brood was.
Yes.
I hated corporate ministry. I hated it.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was kind of off. That was like a kind of weird situation. Like I wish that the Brood were just their own three and just would feud with the ministry. That'd be fine. That'd be great. But to join them, it was kind of made no sense and whatever.
Mm.
And I thought Gangrel, Edge, and Christian were pretty cool. But anyways, right on. that rules. So Deans, what was your favorite wrestler that caught your interest in watching professional wrestling?
Um, well, just like my brother from another mother, Ultimate Warrior was one of my favorites. Okay,
Ooh.
and Sting actually. So those
Yeah.
two, I have a complete, not a complete collection, but like I have a lot of figures of Ultimate Warrior, of Sting. But even
Fun,
before,
yeah,
uh huh,
yeah. No, fun fact. We went to Figs and Comics Addicts in I forgot what that city's called.
Union
Um,
City, Union City.
Union City. Thank you, Rowdy, and thank you, Deans. So we went there, and it was like a kid and candy store. They had so many Stings and so many Warriors, and then Deans was like, can I look at that? Can I look at that? Can I look at that? Can I look at that?" So, okay. Speaking to you and Tiger Guard, I know that Ultimate Warrior is one of your favorites, but did you know that he didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about half the time in his promos?
No, he was doped up in drugs and everything. So
I mean, he would make any promo sound cool. Like, if you listen to his promos, his energy in delivering it made us kids like, yeah, I don't know what he said, but it sounds yeah. And then, but you listen back to it now, you're like, holy shit, what is he saying? So I think that Ultimate Warrior was like one of those very enigmatic but powerful characters
mm.
that the crowd just related to for some strange reason, and I think that they just liked his balls to the wall energy. And I mean, he was a powerful dude. Like,
he is, he
I
is.
mean, damn. So
I mean, I just liked him because like he would fucking run to the fucking ring, like on roids, man. He would run. He would not even walk. He wouldn't even stare at the fucking audience. He wouldn't even like shake their hand or like slap their hand or whatever. He would just fucking run to the ring, and then once he gets into the ring, he would just like shake everything. Fucking like, oh my god. And when you're a kid and you see that shit, oh my god, this guy is going crazy in there. What is he on? You know.
and don't forget everyone, he did color coordinate his arm ropes
Yep.
to his boots to his tights
Oh my god, that's the thing, and he wears
to his face
bright
mask.
colors, and
Yeah.
and
He was John Cena before.
yeah, he was John Cena before John Cena was even visible,
Yeah.
or invisible. I'm sorry.
He was sperm too.
Yeah, but the thing is, before even Ultimate Warrior, or Sting, you know, the first ever match that I could remember as a young kid was Hulk Hogan, and he wore the red and yellow. He had that entrance music, and it just caught on, and it was like, man, Hulk Hogan is the champion, and of course I have to like him, right? Because he's a champion.
Yeah.
He defeated so many people, and he seems undefeatable until who was the Ultimate Warrior was the one that beat him. So
Mm-hmm.
Do you
and
remember that match?
yeah, I remember it. And
Who were you cheering for at that time?
Hulk Hogan, I was honestly, I was, yeah, like I said, but even before Ultimate Warrior Sting, Hulk Hogan was the main reason I got into wrestling. And he's had a couple of movies, even like um, that were out. I forgot which ones that I saw, but you know, he was just like the face of the WWF back then. So, yeah.
By the way, I watched No Holds Barred
Mm.
when I was a teenager, and I because I didn't know that he made that movie, right? And
Mm.
I just remember that it was a movie that introduces Zeus to wrestling or some stuff,
Mm.
and so I was watching it, going, I don't know what I hate more, this or. I mean, what is the better movie, Purple Rain or No Holds Barred? And I'm like, definitely Purple Rain's way better. But No Holds Barred was like, I don't even know. I think I knew the storyline, but I just didn't know what the fuck was happening. And I was like, why is this happening? Why do they have their shirts off? Do their shirts off need to be off? Is I don't know. So Rowdy, did you ever watch No Holds Barred? And do you know what the fuck happened in that movie? Because I need help. I need crib
I don't
notes.
know about No Holds Barred. I think who's it? Yeah, Hulk Hogan was playing as this over baby face wrestler named Rip, and of course he was being challenged by another network exec, and he has like his own champion. So it was like Zeus, was their champion, and they had like this wild goose chase, and towards the end they had like one on one. They had a one-on-one match, but it was an epic one at best.
Mm.
All in a nutshell, yeah, all in a nutshell, it's just a big ass fight in that movie, man.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, if they just stuck to what you just said, I think that I would have made it would have made sense. I just know that there was like a bunch of weird parts, and I'm like, huh? So Tigard, when we hang out next time, we're gonna watch No Holds Barred together, okay?
All right, so sounds good to me. But
Hey, just
before we keep going, Tej, what we gotta hear your favorite though, right?
oh, my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you have such good manners. I wish you never got hit in the balls by a tennis ball.
What?
You know,
God damn it!
Thank you.
oh, okay. So I was oh man, story time. So I was a little kid, right? And back in the day, ECW was only reachable by like some sort of weird coincidence. Like it was a fuzzy channel, and I don't know what fuzzy channel it was or what it was or whatever, but somehow we got it, or we got it on cable, and so I was not monitored very well, and this is the reason why. My first wrestling experience was ECW, and I was watching I was I was watching it with my by myself actually. And so I see this freaking guy that was dressed up all in Arabic thing. I was thinking, oh, so he's like a bootleg, Aladdin or something. So next thing you know, he starts freaking doing some crazy ass shit. He's flipping into the crowd. He's flipping off of ropes and landing on people on tables. He's using chairs. He's he's literally going into barbed wire with no disregard. He's just going crazy. And so I could go over what his nicknames were, but in this day and age, it is not safe to say. It is not a very cool thing to say. But at the time when things were a little bit more relaxed, he was called I'll just say a death defying man. But there was other adjectives or things to describe him. So the person I'm talking about is Sabu. Now this guy was freaking nuts and crazy, and he was fearless, and I thought, holy shit, like this is something I've never seen in WCW. I've never seen it in other professional wrestling things. And back then, you had a lot of other promotions, right? That were out like NWA, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, WCW, WWF, and stuff like that. So none of these people were doing anything in this little company. And the little company was called Eastern Championship Wrestling, which later turned into Extreme Championship Wrestling. And so Sabu opened the door to me watching this. So I started to watch this with my uncle. And he's like, bro, what are you watching? And I was like, yo, man, I'm watching ECW, ECW, EC. I was getting crazy. I was a freaking dumb little 4-year-old, I think, or some shit. Definitely something around that. But I think my first words when I was a baby was ECW. I don't know. But like, yeah, I was watching it with my uncle, and my uncle was a little bit more of like the traditional professional wrestler. Hey, grapple here, hold him down there, arm bar here. He's like, the guy is literally hitting the other guy in the nuts with a car door. What the hell is happening? And then they were bloody, and then it was mayhem. So my first ever experience in wrestling was Sabu, who introduced me to Rob Van Dam. And then when some of the ECW wrestlers went away it eventually they would go to WWF or WCW. So it was like, ECW was a place where up and coming talent were pillaged to go to these bigger companies. So Sabu and Rob Van Dam were my favorites, but dude, my all time favorite, because he's so damn crazy, is Al Snow. That dude, when he had head, that shit was so fucking funny. And you know what's funny, even funnier? And I didn't even know this at the time, but a porn star by the name of Jenna Jameson did a promo, and she's like, "I know what you guys want." And then she would pull up like a mannequin head, and she's like, "You want head?" And then and then next thing you know, Al Snow comes out, and he comes out to the Prodigy's song. And the Prodigy was one of those alternative indie like rock bands, right? And it was and Psychosemetic, Adam could say, yeah, it's like it was a great song, and it spoke volumes on how it matched Al Snow's character. And I was like thinking, oh my god, this guy's fucking like legit. And so everyone in the crowd would have mannequin heads and would just be bobbing it at the ring, waiting for Al Snow to come to the ring. And so whenever he would bob head, the crowd would bob their mannequin heads. It was fucking phenomenal. I encourage everyone to check out Al Snow ECW entrance, and it is on YouTube right now. That shit is so fire. Oh my god. So anyway, I think I took up way too much time talking about this, but as you can see, I mean, after that, there was some periods of my life where I wasn't a wrestling fan, but the one wrestling fan that brought me back to wrestling, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt was like the most amazing psychological character I've ever freaking like set eyes on. More psychological than Undertaker. The reason why Bray Wyatt was so magical is because he used today's brainwashing religion against his against the crowd. And then what was so insane was that he was such a great speaker. He motivated with a false heart. But that was what made him so magical, is that he made you believe what he was saying, and then that's just when the crowd started to get involved around him. And unfortunately, Wyndham Rotunda, the person that came up with this beautiful character, unfortunately passed away to a heart attack 2 years ago, which Dean's notified me through Discord. I at first I was like, "What are you talking about, bro? Like, what's going on?" He was like, "Sorry to hear about Bray, bro." And I was like, "What? You get cut again? AEW? It's all good. Don't worry about it." Next thing you know, I look it up, and I was like, "Dude, I was so cut off by that." And because this is the guy that brought me back to wrestling. He had it, Tigard, and I mean, he had it. He was psychologically involved. He was a great wrestling athlete. He was very powerful, and he was such a good, charismatic speaker on the mic. It was just so sad that he had to pass away so young. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've been off and on since that death of wrestling. Not collecting action figures, but
No,
but
no, we can't stop there.
but Bray, yeah. I think forever, now and forever, Bray Wyatt will always remain my favorite wrestler to this day, and will be forever my favorite wrestler for my life. I don't think anyone's gonna come close to that. Yeah. So sorry to be all sad and emotional, but yeah, thank you. I yeah, not to be sad and emotional, but I think that's why wrestling has been so cool, is that you could gravitate, and you could get lost in their storylines, and wrestling is predetermined, right?
Yeah,
But not the athleticism, not the moves,
right.
not anything. Those are risky moves that they're doing, and for them to not have an off season, they're doing this 300 times a year. And so you got to wonder, holy crap, yeah, people could hate on John Cena, but he wrestled when he was injured.
Yep.
He was always there. And so you know what I mean? Like, when people say that wrestling's fake because it's predetermined, just think about the professional athletes that threw games because they were gambling or whatever. It's the same. That's worse than what these wrestlers are. At least these wrestlers are doing storylines, and they're doing things that, yeah, they're wrestling, and they're fake punching and fake kicking each other, but they're selling a story, just like Circus Soleil is selling a story. Yeah, they're not. They're doing something on a different platform, trying to tell you a story that is something that you could relate to and whatnot. So anyway, I'm done. I talk too much. Okay, I have a problem.
No,
Fuck.
hey, we all have a favorite wrestler, and then they're the ones that got us into professional wrestling, and that's the reason why we watch it today. So
Facts.
yeah.
Facts. So, Rowdy Red Wolf, we have Tigard here that is not into wrestling, but we're gonna try to like persuade him to come back.
Here we
Come
go.
back
Here we
to-
go.
Yeah, come back to professional wrestling. I would like to hear you and Dean's try to pitch professional wrestling back to Tigard so that Tigard could have something to do on a Wednesday, Saturday night,
All right.
or Monday and Friday night too.
Yeah.
Do you have cable, Tigard?
No.
Okay, so you can watch YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, Red Wolf, we're gonna try to make him a professional wrestling fan one more time. Go.
You know what? Just check out some. If you missed out on many classic pro wrestling stuff, like from different wrestling promotions like WCW, WWF, ECW, Impact, there's like tons of them on. They're uploaded on YouTube. So if you want to get back to, if you have the itch to get back to being a wrestling fan, this is it. And also, I highly recommend that you watch WWE on USA, on on USA Network and on Fox until they moved back to USA. But just watch WWE programming on NXT, SmackDown, Raw, and of course AEW on TNT and TBS.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep. Thank you, Rowdy. You got his eyebrows. His eyebrows are kind of like going up and down a little bit. They're spazzing.
Hopefully we'll talk sometime about wrestling if you're ready.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's like, oh man, he's like the big brother that we always needed. All right, so Dean's in a wrestling promo form. I want you to go in that freaking camera and you have to freaking give it 110%. This is your brother. You want him to come back to wrestling. You have to do it in a wrestling promo that will work, that will freaking make everyone believe it, and him to bring it. Poke him in the eye.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. I'm telling you right now that WWE, I don't care WWE or AEW, I'm telling you right now, you gotta watch it right now. You gotta watch it. I don't care what time it is. You gotta look it up on YouTube. You gotta look it up on, or you gotta get some, I don't know what, cable. You gotta watch it. That's all I'm saying, okay? Because if you don't, this guy right here is gonna play tennis with you. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it to you. All right, to wherever you're at. Okay, I got 2 balls for you. Okay, I got 2 balls and 1 racket. It's gonna go straight. God damn it! I'm on something right.
What the hell?
I'm Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm just...
Oh my god, that was fucking gold, dude.
Anyway, no,
Holy shit.
no, but
That was so good.
Tiger.
Wait, now he's getting serious? Oh shit, I like this promo.
Tigard. In all seriousness, 2004 was the last time I was a serious wrestling fanatic. All before then, I was such a everything wrestling, everything that has to do with WWE, WCW, even ECW, some of it. But nowadays, I mean, you can try to watch it now, but it's not going to compare ever to the Attitude Era back then. Okay, I would say Attitude Era was the best era ever. I like Hulk Hogan. I like Ultimate Warrior. Sting just retired. But yeah, just look it up on YouTube and see how it is back then, 2004 and past. But if you like the ones now, be my guest and take a look at it. But yeah, well, let me tell you something. No, I'm just kidding. All right. no.
Dude, that was, oh my god, that was so gold.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, so Tigard, I just wanted to say from my piece, is that I know that when we were growing up, women were viewed differently in wrestling. They were mostly, sexual sex idols or whatnot, or sexualized. They were dressed up, in provocative ways that even made our parents cringe. But let me tell you now, the women's wrestling divisions of all of the companies that are out there, they have some of the most talented wrestlers on their rosters. On AEW, you have a few that are there that are definitely amazing, like Monet. You know, she was formerly Sasha Banks over at WWE, but the women's division, the as wrestlers, they have come so far and have created such a wonderful women's division in each of these wrestling companies that they are great wrestlers now. Their attention to detail in wrestling is on par with the men. They do very good storytelling with the move sets in the rings that they do, and has gotten me to the point where I just buy I buy AEW women's figures because they're just that amazing and awesome. And you've got freaking powerhouses in women's wrestling like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Ric Flair, who's become a legend in wrestling herself. And so I think that if you ever wanted to come back to professional wrestling, the pure joy and the pride that I have for the women's division not being sexualized as much as they were before, but for every one of them coming into their own, having their own character, having what they do and do best and whatnot, to leading them to main event pay-per-views. That's how far the women's division of wrestling has become. The best match, Tiger, if you have time, the best match that I've ever watched was Bailey versus Sasha Banks for the NXT Championship.
Ooh.
That was the best wrestling match I've ever watched, and it was from start to finish. It was basically Sasha Banks was a bully and bullied Bailey to the point where she was telling Bailey that she's a loser, she'll never come out to anything. And this was months going into it, several months of bullying happening. So you know that the crowd and Bailey did a very good job of playing victim and did a very good job of selling being a victim to this, victimized to all this stuff, and the crowd empathized for her to the point when she won, the crowd reaction when Bailey won the title, I I could be wrong, but was the equivalent of Cody Rhodes's crowd pop when he won the championship just a few months ago. So yeah, I mean that's my take on it. I think that if the one thing that turned me off of wrestling was just seeing women just only because they're wearing bikinis and showing off their bodies and stuff like that. I was like, that's that's so freaking like whatever, bro. It never, because I don't know, I was just brought up in a way where if a woman was nicely dressed and they didn't show off their body, and but you got to know them because of their personality and all that stuff, that is what makes me attracted to a woman, not showing off their body and stuff like that when I didn't earn that right. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like you have to earn the respect of the woman for her to be showing herself in a certain way. So now in professional wrestling, it's a little bit more different. The wrestling attire is a little bit more different, but uh, the wrestling talent and the wrestling ability, 100 times better than when we were growing up watching wrestling. So that's basically something to consider.
Very cool.
Cool.
All right.
Well, you guys definitely got me intrigued to watch some clips on YouTube at the very least, and um, don't want to make it any more somber, but one of the things that I think kind of affected wrestling when I was growing up was when one of the Hart brothers um,
Oh yeah,
died
Owen
from
Hart.
falling down.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of like because it's always like talked about, oh, wrestling's fake, all this stuff, and hearing something like that where an actual wrestler lost his life from trying to do an entrance and everything, and I don't know, it was just kind of like really hard to take that in when you're kind of young.
Facts.
Something like that theory happening, but yeah, I mean, definitely, you guys are way knowledgeable on this stuff. I think even when I was watching it, I wasn't too into the storylines and everything. It was just more about the entertainment of it, and like the flashiness, and just like the different characters and stuff. But it sounds like that they really upped their game since then, and watched some clips from back in the day, and I'll check that Bailey versus
Sasha Banks.
Sasha
Yeah,
Banks.
she's the niece of Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
that's dope.
That's. But I mean, yeah, dude. No. You hit it. Well, you now know how I felt with the Star Wars podcast, right? So, but I mean, you're hanging in there, Ty Garden. I really appreciate you
Yeah.
for your doing that, Ben. And it's like you're a good sport, and I appreciate your sportsmanship in this whole thing. And I'm sorry about your nuts. And Deans, you got to work on not hitting people.
Let
in
me
the
tell
nuts
you
like
something,
that.
brother. I mean,
Dude. But that promo was fire as fuck, though. Holy shit,
Let's go.
dude.
Reminds me of the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh.
It's never do a Slim
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was so dope growing up.
Oh yeah.
Bro, oh my god, the charismatic, and that's the thing too. The charismatic wrestlers of today, it's a little bit more interesting than it was when we were kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I grew
so
up with that kind of promo, and I don't think they even do, not even come close to those promos back in the day. But you can always watch those new generation of wrestlers, and you might find some good ones in there. So
yep. Red Wolf, what was your favorite promo speaker, wrestler that did good promos?
Oh man, this is gonna be tough. There's a lot of them, but I'll say if I want to go old school, Dusty Rhodes.
ooh.
Ooh, tell me what it is, brother.
He's the Bull of the Woods.
Well, tell me if you will, what you like about Dusty Rhodes.
Well, Dusty Rhodes was feuding with Ric Flair, and then he cut a promo called the Hard Times promo, and this is like one of the most recognizable promos he cut back in the NWA days. And I know back in 1985, I wasn't even watching wrestling back then, but I've heard about that
Yeah.
when I read magazines and on the internet about one of the greatest promos ever cut by a wrestler that was Dusty Rhodes.
What was the promo that you witnessed while watching wrestling that was like, whoa, that's crazy?
Ooh,
Well, you just
I
witnessed
would
my
say
promo. It's got to be the best one. Okay.
Okay, you know what? No, I mean, you did step up your game. Hallelujah, that was freaking fire as fuck. But let's just be real. Yeah,
in a bit, I'll probably tell you what my promo is as the Red Wolf.
Let's go.
oh yeah,
Let's
dude.
go.
Okay, yeah. We're
Ooh.
gonna end that show
We're
with
gonna
that.
end it,
Yeah.
That'll be just like a few in just a couple minutes.
All right.
But I would say my favorite of all time has got to be Ric Flair, and every time he ends a sentence with "Woo!"
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right.
So Ric Flair, and sometimes Stone Cold Steve Austin when he sometimes flips the bird, or he goes let's see. That's the bottom line, and because Stone Cold said so.
And then whoosh, the glass would break, and then the riff would happen,
Yep.
all that stuff.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Dude, yeah, I think the best promo that I ever witnessed live was when Cody Rhodes was talking about Chris Jericho, and leading up to their AEW championship match, which unfortunately Cody Rhodes lost to because of Maxwell Jacob Friedman's sabotage and betrayal that cost Cody Rhodes not only the match, but it also cost him future world championship bouts, because if Cody Rhodes lost, he would never wrestle for the AEW championship ever again. But in that promo, Cody Rhodes was talking about Chris Jericho downplaying his accomplishments and how Cody Rhodes was brought up in a silver spoon, silver spoon like lifestyle. And he flipped it on him and talked about how Chris Jericho is in real life a son of a famous hockey player, and he flipped it on him on that. And then he also flipped it on Chris Jericho by saying you could read about it all in a book that you could buy for $1 in a bargain bin bookstore.
Damn.
And then he went into a more personal vendetta where he was talking about, he's not only just fighting for himself, but fighting for his sister, fighting for his mother, and on top of that, he got really emotional when he said that he went from undesirable to gosh damn deniable. And that like made the whole crowd go crazy and ballistic. And I thought that was, I was like, dude, I don't know why the AEW, I kind of know why they turned against him, but the fact that he was so accepted back in the WWE when he went back, that made it 100 times more, because I think that Cody Rhodes has learned a lot, has done a great job of changing his trajectory. I mean, from fucking Stardust to Cody damn Rhodes, dude. Like it was you had. Yeah, they did a meme on Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul, like back when Cody Rhodes was Stardust, was when Logan Paul was doing some sketchy ass videos going to places that had very unfortunate situations happen there. I'm not going to go into detail, but then from now they're main eventing a championship match in WWE. It's crazy. So I think that was a magical promo. And the one thing that promo that really got me is not just every Bray Wyatt promo, but I don't know if anybody saw the Jake Roberts promo before him facing Ted DiBiase in the WrestleMania. But if you just type in YouTube Jake Roberts promo Ted DiBiase, he literally it just made you feel side with him by the way that he was saying how Ted DiBiase was using money to make people feel unpowerful, using money to throw it at people that need money so they could grovel at his feet and kiss it, and he was going to make him pay for that. He was going to make him pay for all those times where he made people feel less of themselves. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, yeah, it was one of those. You got to watch it. So if you just type in YouTube, Jake Roberts, WrestleMania promo, Ted DiBiase, you got to see it in its full. And thank God WWE Network has it up still. It's a hell of a promo. And oh my God, the best promo worker in his time had to be Jake Roberts. And I think that he was in line for a championship run if he didn't, cave into the demons that he was dealing with at that time. Yeah. But he was definitely a top star, and his promo work was God inspiring. Holy shit. It was great. So
yeah, so Jake the Snake Roberts, right? So he's
Jake the Snake Roberts, yes.
I saw this YouTube video of him. He was he had a match with Randy Savage, and his snake actually bit Randy Savage. Did you
on
guys
the arm,
see that?
right?
Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
So if you
on the arm.
yeah, in the arm. I don't know if he meant for him to do that because Savage was like, "Holy fuck!" and this snake actually fucking bit me.
He was on the ropes.
He was on the ropes, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine the backstage? You're like, "What the fuck, Jake?"
I know, right? The management.
What the fuck
shit.
were you thinking when you had that snake in the ring with me? I didn't have any fucking way of defending myself. What the fuck was your problem?
Exactly. I didn't
You know
have
what? Next time I see that snake, I'm gonna fucking cook him and feed it to you. Ooh yeah!
I didn't have my Slim Jim with me, and
I'm gonna make your snake into a Slim Jim, Jake. Ooh yeah!
Bite your snake like a Slim Jim, you know.
Okay, what? Sorry. Bite his snake?
I'm sorry. Pause. And anyway, So that's what happened.
Balls and now biting snakes.
Hey, they're just like a Slim Jim.
dude. He changed. He changed when you left,
yeah.
Tigard. He changed.
My snake is that big, so.
What the hell,
no,
bro?
I'm just saying
Okay,
Jake the Snake.
come the frick
Jake the
on,
Snake,
dude.
Jake's snake is that big. I'm saying.
Rowdy, this is what we have to deal with when he's not around family. Now he's doing it around family.
You're all fam.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but you're more nastier to us, and
Hey,
we have to hear this.
Hey yo.
Hey, so Deej, did you hear about my new leopard print speedo? No, Deans, I don't want to know about that. But let's change the subject and eat dinner or something.
How did you know I had a leopard print speedo?
Because you're trying to tell me.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
you wouldn't tell your family, but you would tell your other family.
It's okay. That's for off stream, so off podcast. So. Anyway.
All right.
Well, anyway.
But
anyway.
No, I was just saying that is it time for a Rowdy Wolf promo to lead us out?
Lead us out with that promo, Rowdy Red Wolf.
Well, before that, remember when I had those WWF games, I used to create myself and my friends and family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they could have their own storylines. But my characters, we're in the beginning we were revolutionaries. Now we're like the heralded veterans. So as a heralded veterans, here's the situation. I'm a champion, and of course, what I will say to my opponents is that you better be watching that there's a wolf in the ring. And when you see a wolf in the ring, you run or you die.
Ooh.
Take your choice.
Okay. That's how you end that.
I want your A game. And if you hold back, I will claim you as my victim.
Arf! Arf!
So, says the wolf to all my victims, you will be my victims, and you will be meat for this beast.
Ooh.
Oh!
Damn.
Ah!
Okay. All right, that was a good one. What the hell is that?
That's my character, That's actually my. If they would do promo features in WWE 2K, I'm all.
Well, speaking of characters, I made Deej.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck that. No, Rowdy. No. Okay, no. We were supposed to end the show. No,
you. Right, Dean? You're gonna show it.
No, you will not. Tigard, what the fuck? You got hit by this man. You got hit by this man in the no. Come on, bro.
I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna show y'all.
No, Rowdy. I don't know who in your family.
DJ Skidmark.
That's right.
No, it's DJ. Freaking Pump Pedal Jams. Pump up the jam, will you? Deej for short. God, Lee. Come on, Tigard. What the hell?
I'm actually going to change his name in WWE 2K to Deej now that, it's DJ Skidmark, actually. So.
Gosh damn it. It's freaking DJ Pump Handle Jams.
Hell yeah. Let me tell you something, jam, everybody. Brother. I mean,
let me tell you something. Deej. You think you're sitting all comfy in your chair? I don't have a chair. I have a stool. And everything that you have in there, everything that you bought in there is everything that I want, everything I need. But let me tell you something there, Dean. You may be the possessor of the possessions, but I will be the possessor of you. You will be my possession. And when I freaking get you in the freaking Deej knees, I'm going to make you pay. And you're going to get a tattoo on your forehead that says Deej is bitch because I'm going to make you mine.
Wow.
Sorry.
That was a good promo.
I don't know what I don't know what happened there. I think I got possessed by the wolf. Ow!
I think Deej is the same. Was on the same thing the Ultimate Warrior was on.
Bro, I have my armband so tight that all the blood is in my brain, and I don't know what to do with it.
Sure, it's an armband.
Dude, make sure they match and make sure you run and sprint
That's right.
to the
Yo,
bed.
Deej, that was a good Ultimate Warrior.
Don't you encourage
Oh,
him.
was
Don't
it?
you encourage him, Rowdy Red Wolf.
Thank you, Rowdy Wolf. Wow, I didn't know that your family had manners because I've only been hanging out with Dean.
Okay.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. I'm gonna.
You don't hit balls to my friends and get away with the Deans.
I'm gonna go.
You don't hit people in the balls and have the bells rung. Okay, Dean.
Let me tell you something, brother. I know where you live, and I know where I'm gonna go with my 2 balls and 1 racket. Okay. Pause.
Is that a mixture of Triple H, dude?
Pause.
I like that.
That's a mixture.
Let me tell you something. I got something for you.
I didn't even notice that shit. Oh, shit.
Great.
That was great.
Bro, we should just do 1 hour of promos each one. You know what, Tigard? We didn't hear you do a promo. Let's see Tigard hit a promo.
No.
What?
No, come on. Yeah, come on, Tigard.
Come on.
Tigard, come on. If Mikey Whipwreck can do one, you can too.
Heck yeah.
All I remember, what was it? Hulk Hogan's the.
Yeah.
That was it, dude?
That's it. Hey.
Dude, that's all I got for you right now, man.
You're not going to talk about your pythons?
How big is his python? 46-inch pythons or something? 26-inch? I don't know. 46 is a
Rowdy, can we do a measurement count on that one, Rowdy?
I think we talked about too many snakes for one program.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I don't know about that.
Bro, this podcast was so fire that I hear a fire truck.
Oh shit, I hear that. Are you all right over there?
No, I'm on fire right now because I was lost all control over here.
On fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the randomly regular podcast, there's a lot of things going on over here. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of heat going on over here, people. Be aware. Be definitely aware. I don't know.
Anywho, that was a great promo by everybody here, and
yeah, good job, guys.
This was a good podcast about just the origins of Rowdy Red Wolf's interest in wrestling. We're trying to get Tigard into wrestling right now, so hopefully he just checks out those YouTube videos. And Deej, obviously, his ECW days with Sabu is definitely worth talking about. And,
I'm innocent.
No, you're not. Definitely not.
What? I'm innocent, damn it.
Okay. We got the snake in the bag. Okay, we got the snake in the bag. Anywho.
Okay, here goes again talking about snakes.
We're gonna.
So you know that time in the award ceremonies where the music is playing and that person just keeps going and going. And does anyone get that feeling?
Yeah,
Does anyone get that feeling? Dean ends the show.
Dave Chappelle wrap it up.
Yeah.
That's
But hey, Dean's before we wrap it up, is there something I do want to say? Is it cool if I say it?
Sure. What?
If you like this podcast, everybody, please go to youtube.com and go at randomly irregular podcast and give us a subscribe. Give us something. And then you can comment down below which promo that you liked. Ooh. And we're also on other socials. You can find us on TikTok at randomly irregular podcast and Instagram at randomly irregular podcast. And make sure that you tell Deans, gosh damn, when is the TikTok dancing going to happen? Because I would like to know too. Back to you, Deans.
Well then, thank you for that, Deej.
I try.
Definitely, yes. Check us out on our socials, and super happy to have Rowdy Red Wolf here as our guest.
God, he was so good.
Yeah,
that guy.
That guy.
Damn.
Yeah. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Give him a round.
Come on.
Clap it up.
That's right.
Yeah, fuck. He's a wolf.
Hell yeah. Woo! And yeah. Thank you. And so I appreciate everybody's here. Deej, Tigard for jumping in here, and this was a good podcast. And if you guys just happen to watch it, definitely watch it from the beginning because it was hilarious. Okay, all the promos that we did. Okay, recap. All right. So thank you again.
Oh, I forgot. Tigard. Tigard has his final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Definitely, did watch wrestling growing up. Played some video games, old school video games.
Yeah.
Some wrestling action figures too. Nothing like Dean's and Deej have from what I have literally seen in person. But definitely have a lot more respect for the sport itself and the storyline. Uh, Rowdy Red Wolf, man, your knowledge is second to none on this topic, man. So appreciate just spitting that knowledge,
Thank
and
you.
definitely gonna check out these videos you guys had said, and gotta check out these promos too,
Ooh.
just to get all hyped up for it.
All right.
Gotta love you. Gotta love you. Yeah.
And for my final thoughts, oh man, there's so many stories like this. Again, this is an honor to be a part of the randomly irregular podcast. It's fun. I mean, it's an honor being with you guys. But I'll tell you this: in the upcoming times, I will definitely tell you some stories, and sometimes maybe I'll just elaborate on some of the stuff that I've experienced as a wrestling fan. Plus, I will definitely tell you the top storylines of AEW, WWE, and all the other brands. So I want you all to stay tuned. But before I go, here's the final one. Final send off, which is, of course, always remember when the final bell rings, the wolf howls. Ow!
Yeah.
I thought when the final bell rings, that's another low blow from Dean's.
Oh,
But
what
no.
the? Hey.
Sorry.
But to not let the cat out of the bag, because the next story will be involving me and Dean here. When we saw our very first WWE superstar.
Oh yeah. So I made Rowdy Red Wolf our professional wrestling correspondent, so he'll be back on the show sometime soon and elaborating more. So, but yes.
Love it.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and this was again. Thank you everybody for being here tonight, watching us, and we'll see you guys on the next podcast. Okay. So NWO Hulk Hogan says goodbye, and Wolfpack for life. All right. See you.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody. Peace.
All right, everyone. Later.